The project I chose was for Artisan Drinks Company. The brief required us to come up with a advertising campaign that would advertise their latest 4 new mixer drinks, with the target audience of being bars and hotels in the UK and in Australia. I began the project by looking at the visual language of the brand, analysing the logo, the design style they've chosen for the bottle labels, and their colour scheme, and then deconstructing the elements to see if they've had any influences on their choice of typeface, the choice of figures and colours that they've used, and then thought about the actual mood that the visual language brings, especially with the 4 figures that are on the label. Next thing was to create a set of words that I've taken from the brief and from my initial research into the brand. I then narrowed this group further by taking a selection of words that I thought would work well together and would be good at taking my project forward. These selected words were then used to form the basis of my visual research. I created a series of boards that relating to the words that I've chosen. I then began to initiate some quick sketches, just some basic ideas that I've started to think about from my research to try and get sort of a visual picture or reference. I then researched the market competition to see how the other companies go about advertising their products, the colour schemes they use, how they incorporate type within their advertisements, and how they communicate their products. And with all this collated information and research, I came up with 2 proposals. The first one was to be in respect to the industry and how they try to advertise their products using a fairly safe and simple advertising placement within context with clear typography. My second proposal was a bit more risky. I was trying to think about the actual brand itself and how they want to portray themselves within the industry. Proposal 1 was to use the slogan that was in the brief, why blend in when you can stand out. I tried to sort of incorporate these wordings with the product itself, looking at different ways that they can be interact with each other within a poster or an advertisement. I also wanted to include some artistic flourishes within the advertisement. This is mainly because the actual brand itself is very connected to art, and they like to make a big point of the actual art and the drink itself are combined. My final idea was a fairly clean and modern take on the advertisement. I wanted the word stand out to be shown, and I did this with the main product bottle and having other bottles behind it to make it look like it's the one that's standing out against the rest. Also incorporated all the colours that were included in the bottles as the main colour schemes throughout the advertisement. For the second proposal, the one that's a bit more unexpected, I combined the slogan with another idea they had in their brief was that their drinks were born in a bar and not in a lab. And I came up with the slogan born to stand out, taking their slightly fun approach that they have with their brand, and I tried to look at more creative ways of being able to show this. And this was to look at animals that are often found in large groups and look very similar to one another. The idea was to try and make one of these animals stand out from the rest of them. And to do this, I took inspiration from the figures that are on the labels and tried to humanize these animals in a sort of a fun and quirky way, using patterns, bright colors, again inspired by the brand colors that's found on the labels. And so the campaign itself is a fairly risky one. Obviously, it's very different to the other proposal. It's risky in the sense that it doesn't show the product itself. However, I feel that the message um, conveys exactly what the company is trying to do. They want to be different, they want to stand out, and obviously done this in this kind of fun way, and obviously showing artistic flair as well, which is what the company is about. And so these are my two proposals. The first one, again, is a bit more conventional, playing in lines with how other leading companies within the industry advertise their products, staying in lines with the colour scheme, typography that's used for the brand. And then the second proposal, that is a bit more risky. Obviously, the product is not shown, but obviously it is a lot different to anything else within the industry.